From executive session, Mr. Martin.
All right, with that, I'd like to make the recommendation that we accept the resignations of Donita Henson, John Kreider, Elizabeth Fletcher, Kendra Meeker, Wes Wilkerson, and Dylan Kenny.
All right, so we have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right. Any questions, comments, concerns? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
Next on the list is hiring. I'd like to make the recommendation that we hire Sarah Masal, Megan Harness, and Amber Jackson.
All right, so we have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Okay.
All right. Next is transfers. I'd like to make the recommendation that we transfer Ms. Jessica Woods to instructional facilitator at the intermediate middle school, or just for the district, and Amanda Shackelford from social worker to school-based mental health coordinator, liaison, and social worker.
So Jessica's going to be for the district.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I rambled a little bit. It's district.
It's district. Okay, so we have a recommendation. Do we have a motion? I'll make a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
Up next, we have approval of two positions. Ms. Markfeld and her staff have worked so hard on getting us approved to be a school-based mental health provider. And with that comes the need to hire a school-based mental health counselor professional. This position will be paid for off of Medicaid reimbursement and will be paid off of the therapist line. And we're excited to provide that position. Our mental health is a serious issue. We have tons of support from Chanel, from Ozark Guidance. We have kids who are not able to receive those services for whatever reason, whether it be insurance and whatnot, and this will give us the opportunity to do that. Ms. Markfield, would you like to add anything?
No, I just think with the grant of the certificate to be a school-based mental health site, it just really complements our community clinic success. It's just a natural partner and progression for where we're going and serving our community. So now we have the physical health, mental health, and then, with the pantry, all of those things combined are really setting us.
Where's this going to be located?
It's not necessarily a spot. It's going to serve kids K-12.
Okay,
So remember earlier, previously, February, March, we talked about we had 40 students that we could never get the service either because the outside agencies were full.
Okay.
Or Medicaid wasn't coming through or they were insured. This will address that 40 that we never were able to serve this year. We
okay.
don't want that to ever happen
So this will be
again.
traveling from location
Right,
to
so
location?
this- so
Okay,
in it's a licensed mental health professional. It could be someone that's licensed as a social worker, licensed as a counselor. So it gives you permission for whoever is licensed by the state of Arkansas with the credentials outlined to be eligible to apply for this.
so is there going to be a spot at each campus for them? Because I know there's criteria around where you can do services.
We already have 2 and 3 mobile spots at every campus, so like OGC pops into these spots, and those therapists or mental health providers are used to that kind of position. It's not necessarily Ann Markfeld's room, it's the therapy room.
Okay.
And so we have 1 to 2 spots designated at every campus. for that.
Perfect.
So their
Okay.
schedules don't conflict typically, so they'll run a schedule like, if that makes sense. They might do their office and paperwork, not in that where they're providing services to students.
Okay, so, but with the other number of students, we're going to be able to just coordinate a schedule for these other children who
Yes,
need
yes.
services?
We have
Okay.
the space, we don't have the people.
Okay, good. That was kind of my question. Thank you for answering that in a more eloquently way than I asked it. I appreciate
We
it.
have a need and we have the space, we don't have the right people, so this gives us
Perfect.
freedom to do that
Okay.
internally. So it's-
Awesome.
And
All
we're
right.
gonna keep our partners with OGC.
Sure.
And Chanel and some others, but if you read recently, Burrell, which used to be Youthbridge, has left the state of Arkansas completely. So this is a great timing for us to be looking for licensed professionals who want to stay in the area.
Okay,
So it's a great timing
perfect. Okay.
to catch some people.
All right, any other questions? Comments? All right, Mr. Martin?
With that, I'd like to make the recommendation that we approve the school-based mental health licensed health professional for the 22-23 school year.
All right, so we have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Any opposed? All right,
That may be the longest title I've
It
ever
provides you
read out there.
flexibility for which type of person you can provide. Several have the license, so, yeah.
Up next, we have, we need to add a position within our district to meet standards. It's to provide help with our GT program, to provide extension for our kids at the primary and middle school, and also be part of the middle school auxiliary team. So it's part of being a growing district, which is a very good thing,
Very.
and to be able to provide those extension services for our kids.
so when you say part of the auxiliary team, what does that mean?
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
at the middle level, when students go to band, choir, PE, life skills, this year we had a media class. The students that are on those exploratory classes that lead to our further programs of study,
Okay,
they're on what we call a wheel or groups, and they're called auxiliary teachers.
okay,
So we share auxiliary teachers, intermediate and middle school share those teachers typically, but when we did our reconfiguration, we were great size-wise, but now that we've grown in both of those buildings, we really need a 1.5 of each of those people.
so this says middle, primary, middle.
Right, so GT is for the middle and primary school. The
Okay.
GT portion of this job.
And then-
The 0.5 is the middle school auxiliary.
All right.
To go together to make 1.0 FTE.
Awesome, thank
So
you.
the person we're gonna advertise for is GT, because it will get a better applicant pool by advertising for a GT teacher.
I agree.
A GT certified teacher can also do an auxiliary extension piece of the wheel, and so it'll allow us to get the exact certification we need.
Okay.
We can't have flexibility when applying GT services. It has to be a GT licensed educator.
Okay,
They can do other things, but other teachers can't do GT.
perfect.
That makes sense.
Okay,
I'm confusing today.
Any questions? Okay, with that, I'd like to make the recommendation that we approve an additional teaching position for the primary middle school GT and also help with middle school auxiliary.
all right, so we have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll motion.
All right, do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
All right.
Any opposed? All right,
Up next, I forgot to add things to the calendar of events. I know we have Camp Emporium going on next week. That is an excellent opportunity for our parents who are not familiar with Camp Emporium to have a day camp. You know, it gets them familiar before they have the opportunity to go to the 7 or 14-day camps out by the lake where the kids stay overnight and everything. So it's a wonderful day camp opportunity. We have, what's it called, Space Camp starting up
In July, right after 4th of July.
in July. We have summer school going on for grades 9 through 12. So there's kids, I know school shut down on, our school, last day of school is May 25th. Our buildings do not shut down. Kids are up here constantly, which is what we're here to do. So, yep, go ahead.
And the pantry is also opened back up today after a little break at the end of the year. We had a great response today. We saw a lot of families coming in, whole families, so that was fun to see some kids and some families taking advantage of that. With that, we also sent home over 100 school kids through the pantry, the end of the first Walton grant. So 100 families that answered the parent survey, we sent home summer kits that have bingo cards and then all the supplies needed to complete the bingo card are in the kit that we mailed home. So we're
Awesome.
super excited. It also sends them to things like the pantry to sign up for the back to school bash. So connecting all the summer services that are around were also included in that kit that went home. So
Yeah.
that's exciting.
and deliveries for the pantry are what day?
Tuesdays are deliveries and Thursdays are pantry. So any volunteers just text me or email me and I will definitely sign you up.
From what time to what time for the pantry?
The delivery is about 9 a.m. and it took us, there were 4 of us and I spent about an hour, but I know they stayed there about 2.5 hours restocking, unloading the pallets. They come wrapped in pallets, so we take
Okay.
apart the pallet. Things like that.
And then families pick up on Thursday, what time?
It starts at 8, but we really open the doors about 7:45 because people are lined up. usually.
Okay.
But we had a steady stream. We adjusted our hours from 8 to noon for the summer.
Okay.
And we really liked that turnaround. It was good.
Okay,
Yeah, camps, we've had several camps go on so far this year. They're all-time highs in attendance. I'd say we were probably, Coach Neese, there were 8 kids in basketball.
226, I think.
Yeah, I think we were right at 250 for Coach Cook in football, Coach Wade in track we're at like the 140, 150 mark. So tons of kids participating, which is outstanding.
And then we have volleyball and cheer upcoming.
That is coming up, I believe, next week.
Okay.
And so excited about that as well. We have started, Ms. Tabor has started professional development with teachers. Of course, the first day of school is August 15th. The week before that is PD for our teachers. We have our teachers going to PLC conference by Solution Tree right after the 4th of July. There's about 40 or to 50 of us going there, so we're excited about that so we can align as a district on how we're doing things on K-12. So it's exciting.
Awesome. And then next week we have a runoff election.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're gonna have a
Tuesday.
full school board soon. It won't be just me, John, and Jessica you have to listen to.
Absolutely.
And early voting started on that already.
It started Tuesday, and I believe it ends Monday, I believe. And I believe the only place to vote is at the courthouse, I believe.
Okay.
I said a lot of believes right there.
I want to grab my phone right now and look.
All right.
And that's all I have.
Says public comments.
Oh, yes, ma'am, that's on there. That's at your discretion.
Okay, nothing there. All right, so with that, I'll listen. You gonna make a recommendation or can we just motion?
That's on you.
Person,
I'll
a
make a
motion
motion
to
we
adjourn. A second, I'll second. All in favor? 7:14.